I became a diakon. I served the church through mezmor. So I was in the choir, we sang mezmor, I also played kabero, and that's where I learned kabero. My name is Diakon Johannes, or Johannes Alonso. Most people assume that I'm part Ethiopian, but I'm really Filipino-Canadian. I currently live here in Canada, specifically Calgary. I moved here from Ontario for work. I currently work as an aircraft maintenance engineer. I'm teaching a class here in Calgary for the kids because they want to learn how to play as well. So I try to serve the churches as much as I can. I did mention earlier that I am a diakon, so I would try to partake and be involved in the Qadasi. When it comes to my Amaringa, it was hard to learn. Like, just the accent came naturally, but reading was a bit of a challenge. Understanding is still a challenge today, but after learning the Fidel, it was a lot easier for me to learn mezmor and stuff. For me now, reading and writing is easy, but the only thing I can't really do is understand. So that's why I usually have someone else translating. And back then when I was in the choir, our choir teacher, she would read it in Amaringa, the mezmor, but then she would translate it and tell us what it means, and that's how I learned some Amaringa words. The Ethiopian Orthodox Tawhid Church, it's hard to understand it if you don't experience it. Coming from my perspective, from someone who is not Ethiopian but grew up into the church, you have to, give it some time, experience as much as you can, and understand the tradition, the culture, why we do things, why we celebrate things, why we honor saints, and there's so much that is involved in the Ethiopian Orthodox Tawhid Church that people don't even think about. For me, I grew up in the church, so for me it's like going to church every week. It's like, a reset for me. It's like my weekly coffee. If I don't go, I don't feel right for the rest of the week. He's very devout to our religion. He was the first in our family to become a part of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tawhid Church, and he converted from Catholicism. And for him to go from a Catholic to Ethiopian Orthodox to a diakon and then now to a qassis, it just shows how devoted he is, and how devoted he is to the religion, and his dedication to God. He could go on and on, talk about, like, once you get him started about religion, it'll be hard to get him to stop. It'd be like a good 2-hour, 3-hour conversation. But that's just the way he is. He loves to talk about God. He loves to talk about the religion so much. I want to continue serving the church as much as I can. I'm sure God has a plan for me, for how far he wants to take me, but maybe he wants me to become a kahin, or maybe he wants me to become a monk. Who knows, really. I didn't plan to become a diakon, but it just happened. So I do trust in his plan and what he has in store for me in the future.